The old cabin in the Blue Ridge Mountains was supposed to be Sarah's haven, a place to heal after losing her husband. But for 5 years, she'd been fading. Headaches, dizziness, a bone-deep exhaustion that stole her spark. Her son, Ethan, only 22, watched her dim, his heart breaking. "Mom, what's wrong?" he'd ask. But she'd just shrug, her hazel eyes dull, her once vibrant curls now limp. Doctors in town ran every test. Blood work, scans, even allergy panels. Nothing. They prescribed pills, suggested therapy, whispered maybe it was grief. Ethan wouldn't buy it. "She's not imagining this," he snapped at the last specialist, his voice cracking. 5 years of dead ends. Sarah, now 48, felt like a ghost in her own life. Barely able to chop wood for the fireplace. Ethan scoured forums, called clinics. Even drove her 3 hours to a university hospital. No answers. "Am I just broken?" Sarah wondered aloud one night, her voice barely a whisper. Ethan hugged her, vowing to keep searching. Then, a freak storm hit, and the cabin's ancient electrical panels sparked, forcing Sarah to call a local electrician, Tom, a grizzled guy with a limp and a toolbox older than Ethan. Tom arrived on a chilly morning, Sarah shivering on the porch in a faded sweater, her face pale, hands trembling. Ethan hovered nearby, his lanky frame tense. Tom poked around the basement, muttering about the cabin's outdated wiring. Then he froze, sniffing the air. "Ma'am, when'd you last check your furnace?" he asked, his brow furrowed. Sarah blinked, confused. "Furnace? Maybe 5 years ago, right after we moved in." Tom's face darkened. He grabbed a detector from his truck, a small black box with a blinking light. When he held it near the furnace, it screeched like a banshee. "Propane leak," he said, voice low. Slow, but steady. "You've been breathing this poison every day." Ethan's stomach dropped. Propane, that invisible gas, odorless without additives, creeping through their home. It explained everything. Sarah's headaches, her dizziness, the way she'd slump after cooking dinner. "How did we miss this?" Ethan stammered, his hands shaking. Tom didn't sugarcoat it. "It's a silent killer. No smell, no sound. Builds up slow, messes with your body. You're lucky I caught it." Sarah clutched the porch railing, tears welling. All those years, blamed on her mind. Her grief. It was the air she breathed, betraying her in her own sanctuary. The furnace was a relic, installed just before they bought the cabin, its tiny leak seeping poison for years. Doctors couldn't test for it. It didn't show on scans, but it was real, and it had nearly stolen Sarah's life. Tom shut off the gas line, called in a specialist to replace the furnace. Within days, Sarah felt a shift. Her headaches eased, her hands steadied. By the next week, she was chopping wood again. Her cheeks flushed, a spark back in her eyes. Ethan caught her humming while cooking, and he broke down, sobbing with relief. "You're back, Mom," he cried, hugging her tight. Sarah couldn't shake the what-ifs. 5 years, gone to a silent enemy no one suspected. She'd trusted her home, her refuge, and it had betrayed her. But she wasn't one to wallow. She bought a propane detector, its green light a quiet guardian in the cabin's corner. She started telling everyone, neighbors, the town grocer, even strangers at the diner. "Get a detector. It's cheap, and it'll save you." Her voice carried a new strength, born from surviving the invisible. Ethan, inspired, started a blog, sharing their story, warning others about propane leaks in old homes. The cabin, once a place of sickness, became a symbol of resilience. One crisp morning, Sarah stood on the porch, coffee in hand, her curls catching the mountain sun. Ethan joined her, his lanky frame relaxed for the first time in years. The Blue Ridge peaks glowed gold, no shadows of poison lingering. They laughed about planting a garden, something Sarah hadn't had the energy for in years. A neighbor waved from across the ridge, a new detector blinking in their window. Sarah smiled, knowing her pain had become a warning, maybe even a lifeline, for others. "We beat it, didn't we?" she said to Ethan, her voice steady. He nodded, grinning. The silent killer had lost, and their home was theirs again.